Ever drive alone late at night? That feeling when the world shrinks down to just your headlights? It changes things, makes you feel kind of exposed. Tonight, we're sharing some truly chilling first-hand accounts. These aren't ghost stories. These are real experiences from people who faced something terrifying, something unexplained, or just plain malicious out there in the dark. We want to tell these stories so you feel what they felt, the fear, the confusion. Really get inside those moments.
Yeah, and it's amazing how darkness and just being alone can twist things, amplify fear, or maybe make strange things, well, more likely to happen.
Let's start with one where reality itself just seemed to break down. Okay, so this first account is from someone who worked late shifts at a dive bar way out in a rural area, had about a 30-minute drive home on these winding back roads, usually quiet, peaceful even.
Familiar road, which normally provides some comfort.
Exactly. But this night was different. The fog was incredibly thick, worse than they'd ever seen it, apparently. Visibility was down to maybe just a couple of car lengths. And using the brights, totally useless. Just hit the fog and bounced back like a wall of white, they said. Made driving exhausting.
That kind of sensory deprivation, it really puts your brain on edge. You're straining to see, already a bit stressed.
And right then, about halfway home, that's when they saw it. A faint yellow light blinking off to the right side of the road slightly. But here's the really weird part. It didn't get closer. It didn't get farther away. It just stayed there, blinking steadily, perfectly matching the car's speed through this dense fog.
Matching speed. Perfectly. That rules out another car or a reflection almost immediately.
Right. So they decided to test it. They slowed way down to a crawl, then stopped the car completely, and the light, it stopped too. Exactly the same spot relative to the car, still blinking.
Okay, that's deeply unsettling. That deliberate synchronization, it feels targeted.
And then it escalated. The lights started getting brighter with each pulse. Not faster, but stronger. Like a small flame catching a gust of wind was the description. Getting more intense. The driver panicked, obviously, reached down to slam the car into reverse and get out of there, and realized the engine was completely silent. It had just died. Key still in, everything normal, but dead. Tried turning it over, nothing. Just silence.
Yeah.
Total paralysis.
Wow, okay, so the engine dies simultaneously.
Yes. And get this, they grabbed their phone, which they knew had like 20% battery when they left the bar. Now, completely dead, black screen, wouldn't turn on.
Vehicle and communication cut off at the exact same moment the light intensifies. That points away from coincidence, doesn't it?
Yep.
It feels like some kind of field effect or something else entirely.
Before they could even process being totally stranded and cut off, the yellow light just flared immensely, like an exploding star, they said. So blindingly bright they had to physically cover their eyes, held their hands there for maybe, 10 seconds. When they looked again, it was gone. Just vanished. No sound, no fade out, nothing, just darkness and fog. And the car. Turned the key, and the engine started instantly. Perfectly normal. Drove the rest of the way home, completely shaken with absolutely no explanation.
That pattern.
Yeah.
Sudden, overwhelming event, simultaneous system failure, then total disappearance and immediate normalization.
Yeah.
It leaves no trace. Just profound psychological impact.
Yeah.
A truly chilling encounter with the unknown.
Okay, let's shift gears completely now from that sort of spectral, technological weirdness to something very human, but just as terrifying in its own way. Predatory, planned malice. This story comes from a long-haul truck driver out on one of those absolutely desolate desert highways, miles and miles of nothing. Isolation is just part of the job.
Standard operating procedure for them, yeah. But that isolation is exactly what predators look for.
So, hours into this drive, middle of the night, the trucker clocks a dark SUV in the rearview mirror, and it just stays there. For nearly 40 miles, it trailed the truck, kept this weirdly consistent large gap, matched speed perfectly, never tried to pass, even when there were clear passing lanes, just watching.
40 miles, that's not someone just cruising, that's surveillance, that's deliberate. They're sizing up the truck, the driver's routine, waiting. Conditioning the driver, maybe.
Excellent. Makes you feel uneasy, maybe a bit angry, but you sort of get used to it being there. So around 2 a.m., the trucker needs a break, checks the rig, pulls off into this tiny, unlit rest area, basically just a dirt lot off the highway.
Vulnerable moment, stopping in the dark.
And guess what? The SUV pulls in too. Doesn't come near the truck, though. Parks way off in the darkest corner of the lot. Just sitting there. The trucker's had enough at this point. Gets out of the cab, angry, ready to go over and ask what the hell their problem is. But before he even gets close, the SUV's engine suddenly roars to life. Tires squeal and just peels out of the lot, windows totally tinted, speeds off back onto the highway like it's running from the cops.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
They weren't ready to confront. They were testing. See if the trucker was alone, see if they were settling in. By leaving like that, they make the trucker maybe feel relieved, like the threat's gone, lowers their guard.
Precisely. Sets
Yeah.
the stage. So the trucker does their checks, climbs back in the cab, decides to catch a quick nap, says they're a really light sleeper. About an hour goes by. Then, that faint sound. Footsteps. Crunching on the gravel near the back of the trailer.
The light sleeping paid off.
Definitely. He carefully peeks out, sees two figures crouched down by the rear wheels. They've got a small flashlight looking closely at the trailer's locking mechanisms. Then one of them pulls something out, clear as day even in the dark. Bolt cutters. Big ones.
Confirmation. Cargo thieves. Professional ones by the sound of it.
No doubt. So the trucker doesn't hesitate, slams his hand down on the air horn, that incredibly loud blast. The two figures instantly panic, drop everything, and bolt. Not towards the highway, but into the thick brush at the edge of the lot. And then, maybe seconds later, headlights off, silent. That same dark SUV suddenly appears out of the darkness near the brush. Roars up, the two guys jump in, and it whips around and vanishes back into the desert night. Gone again.
Wow. The coordination is key there. The SUV wasn't just following. It was the spotter and the getaway vehicle. They waited for the stop, tested the waters, then moved in when they thought it was safe with a planned escape route. Real calculated danger, exploiting that highway isolation perfectly. Police later confirmed try marks on the trailer locks, by the way. This was absolutely a planned heist.
Chillingly efficient. Okay, our last account tonight. This one moves from planned theft to just sheer, violent, almost random chaos. An ambush. This driver was out late, enjoying the feeling of driving fast on these narrow, winding back roads. Feeling, as they put it, truly free. That total isolation again, but this time they felt empowered by it.
Until that isolation is used against you.
Exactly. Suddenly they have to slam on the brakes. Hard. Skid to a stop. Why? Because right there, dead center in the middle of this dark, empty road, is a shopping cart.
A shopping cart. Okay, that's incongruous, out of place,
Yeah.
designed to make you stop.
Right. It's such a bizarre thing to see there. It triggers curiosity. Like, what is that doing here? So, against their better judgment, probably.
Against better judgment.
They put the hazard lights on, get out of the car to look at it, maybe move it. Just a normal empty shopping cart. Nothing weird about the cart itself.
But the act of getting out, that's the trap. Leaving the safety of the locked car.
And the second they turn back towards their car, boom, ambush sprung. Two figures burst out of the darkness from the farmland or brush alongside the road, sprinting full tilt straight at the car. The driver just reacts, dives back in, hits the ignition. As the engine catches, one of the figures doesn't even try to stop or open the door. They just run headlong, slamming into the passenger side door with this sickening, loud thump, hard enough to rock the car. The driver freezes for a second, just stares, locks eyes with this person pressed right up against the passenger window.
That direct, violent impact, it's pure shock tactic, designed to paralyze the victim with fear.
And the description of this person, it's horrifying. Bloodshot eyes, clothes were torn, soaking wet, face smeared with something dark, dirt, blood, hard to tell. Just this completely vacant, unsettling expression. And here's the detail that really gets me. There was blood actively spurting from somewhere on the guy's body. It's a significant injury. But he seemed totally unaware of it. No sign of pain, just focused aggression.
Wow. Oblivious to major injury. That suggests, well, a lot of possibilities. Extreme adrenaline, drugs, maybe something else. But it definitely screams unpredictable danger.
As the driver's watching, frozen, the figure starts fumbling, clawing at the passenger door handle, trying to wrench it open. That finally snapped the driver out of it, threw the car into gear, swerved around the shopping cart, and just floored it. Got out of there as fast as they possibly could.
Smart move. Don't engage. Just escape.
The next morning, in the daylight, they checked the car. There was a noticeable dent on the passenger door, and smeared all across that side. The door, the mirror, the handle was blood. A lot of blood, described as an inhuman amount. Just confirming how violent that impact, that encounter really was.
Using a simple, mundane object like a shopping cart as bait. It's terrifyingly effective. Silent. Unexpected. It forces the driver into the exact vulnerable position the attackers need. A brutal, chaotic trap.
So, 3 stories, 3 kinds of terror on the lonely road. We had the unexplained anomaly messing with technology and perception.
Right, the systemic failure kind of event.
Then the calculated patient predators, the cargo thieves using surveillance and timing.
The human threat. Planned and executed.
And finally, just that raw, violent, terrifying ambush using a simple lure.
Pure chaos and aggression.
What ties them all together is how that isolation, being alone on a dark road, just strips away your safety net. It turns the ordinary act of driving into, well, potentially something much, much worse. Makes you think, doesn't it? The road at night, it's not always just a way to get from A to B. Sometimes it's where the truly terrifying things can happen right when you least expect it. If these true stories sent a shiver down your spine and maybe made you think twice about your next late-night drive, please make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons for the Horror Docs channel. We uncover the terrifying truths. We'll see you next time.